Morning, just got my 5 hours of rest in from yesterday. The kids are out of the house. That means that I can go ahead and start recording my MSI reviews. However, today is not off to a particularly good start because I just got an email from WooWare that my review on the Rogentech Triton coolers may not be completely accurate. There is some additional information that I wasn't exactly aware of on how the coolers, the revision from V1 to V2 happened in January, and most of the reviews on Newegg for this cooler are actually from before January of 2016. Although there is some indication that there may be a couple that are from post-January 2016, even though that the Newegg product page states that it's the one with the new pump, water block, and tank design. So I went ahead and pulled the video down so that I could discuss it with WooWare further to see exactly what I can do to maybe amend the video, because I struggle with posting negative reviews in the first place, but then when I was doing this, I was like, wow, this isn't good at all. So I can't even recommend this, but I'm glad to hear that there might be some news as to why those reviews for those items aren't exactly correct. WooWare especially even said that they haven't had any RMAs on their units at this point. So I'm waiting to hear what their response is. It sucks because I spoke yesterday in the vlog about doing better to provide objective reviews, and it just sucks to get an email saying there's some information that you didn't consider, and they didn't come out and say I was wrong. They just said that we come to a different conclusion than you do. And WooWare is great. They left it up to me. They didn't ask me to take the video down. They just voiced their side of the issue, and I'm taking the video down out of my own self-respect as a reviewer. I don't want content out there that's not exactly correct. So I'm gonna wait to hear back from them. I sent them my response. But I just realized I haven't had coffee, so coffee first, then recording. So recording my reviews once I have everything set up is fairly simple. I have my light stands all set up, I have my camera right there, I have those cables over on that table over there, which allows me to connect my DSLR to my phone so that I can do an autofocus from where I'm sitting to be able to make sure that the camera is focused on me. Then I have my laptop set up behind the camera right now as my teleprompter. I use an app called PromptDog, and that allows me, with this keyboard right here, it allows me to control the speed of the script and make sure that I'm saying everything on time and appropriately. Following that, I have my audio recording set up, which is my Tascam DR40, which then I connect my AKG lavalier mic into the XLR port. Then I thread the lavalier through my shirt. Once all of that's set up, I hit record on the camera, I hit record on my audio recorder, clap once so that I have a peak in the audio to sync everything with, and then I just start doing the review. Don't you dare fall. Oh, shame on a stick. Given that I've been fart on a stick, man. Again. Freaking again. Now I'm done with both of those recordings for the reviews, and MSI just called me. I have to return the Gaming X by the end of today, so that's very fortunate that I put in the hard work to be able to get it done and out the door for today. I just have a little bit more B-roll that I want to capture for it, but I can go ahead and send it back today, so I'll get that taken care of. Bye. I received an email from the company that fixes these lenses, and they said that I can come by and drop it off. They said if I drop it off today, if the damage isn't too serious, I could have it back on Thursday. So, boxing it up, now I have to drive to Joburg. Lens is dropped off. Should expect repair sometime in the next week to two. That'll be good. Not sure if it's covered under warranty. Not sure what the price is going to be. Minimum charge is 342 Rand, which isn't too bad. This parking lot, very tiny and difficult to get out of. That's not good. Sorry, dude. Oh, wow. Took out the guardrail. Screen's so dusty. So after thinking that I was finally getting ahead on everything, I went through my email to check and make sure that the Predator Z35 was going back on Wednesday. However, I discovered that it was indeed scheduled to be picked up for today. Thankfully, the courier didn't come because I don't have it done yet. So I actively need to get that done. I don't have time to work on both of the reviews that I shot this morning. I'm gonna need to get the B-roll done on the Z35 because they could come and collect it tomorrow because that's what So I have to get that done today. Good thing I've been using it and I actually, I've started the review in my mind. I just have to actually capture some B-roll and make sure that I get all of the videos that I need for it today, ASAP, right now. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm making sure that the Acer Predator Z35 is ready to go for some B-roll, making sure that as much of the dust and streaks left from the Windex is taken off as much as possible and that the shot is going to be as good as possible. But unfortunately, even with my new air canisters, dust is still freaking everywhere. So I'm just going to have to make do with what I have. Do the best with what you have. I think one of the principles that I continually try to abide by is just do the best with what you have. I don't have a dust-free environment. I don't have thousands of dollars worth of equipment, but I'm going to make do with what I do have. And I encourage you guys to do that as well. Part of doing the best you can with what you have, I think sometimes means not using what you have in the way that you think it's supposed to be used. Like, you think about those people who have been able to successfully escape from prison because they used plastic utensils that they got from the cafeteria every day. They used a tool that wasn't meant for the purpose that they used it for, but they still accomplished their purpose. Would it have been great had they had a jackhammer? Absolutely. Like, they could have gotten out much faster. And it's just a matter of trying to be creative in the small space that you have things, but at the same time, confining yourself to what you have and not always wanting the next greatest thing. You can find yourself in one area so that you can open up your creativity in the areas that you already have. Like, stop thinking, well, if only I had this lens, if only I had this tripod, if only I had this, that, whatever it is that you think you need in order to produce content. And instead, confine yourself, limit yourself in the area of saying, no, I'm not going to get anything else. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to open up my creativity within what I'm trying to do. You hear about people who end up losing their senses. Like, if people go blind, then their sense of hearing grows much stronger because they're compensating for the lack of one sense with another. And when you limit yourself in one area, it can potentially unlock potential in another facet. I have to use what's within my family's household of what do I functionally have? I have a dining table. Okay, I'm gonna put my tripod and my monitor on there, and I'm gonna get the shot. It's not necessarily always about the better lighting. It's not about getting the better equipment, but it's one, know what you're trying to put out, what kind of content you want to produce, and then two, figuring out how to make it happen, and then just going and getting it done. You know, I'm giving all of these inspirational speeches on these vlogs, but really these are things that I'm constantly telling myself. Like, stop trying to think of what better gear you can get. I can figure out how to use what I have in order to make it work. But I'm also not going to let that prevent me from making content. I'm not going to let the lack of what I think I need stop me or hinder me from pushing forward and actually producing things. I would rather be producing content rather than consuming it. It's as simple as that, and I'm going to figure out the ways to make that happen, whether it be with my time, my effort, my energy, my creativity. I'm going to figure out, I'm going to get it done. That's why I decided to start this vlog, even though my best camera was overseas and all I had was my Moto X. I would have rather put out the content and actually gotten work done than sit around waiting for what if, because that's what I've typically done. You know, I've waited for things to be right. That's been my excuse for most of my life. I'm going to wait until things feel like they align correctly before I even start getting things done. I've gotten so much further just saying, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm in a place now where I feel like me saying yes to the opportunities rather than, well, I'm not sure if it's the right time or if I have the right equipment. And just saying yes and trying to figure out a way has afforded me some opportunities that I just didn't have a year ago. And as somebody who's not necessarily on the other side, but going through it of just working with what I have, working with this whole YouTube thing, I am constantly telling myself, just do it. Just get it done. Don't think about it. Don't think about why it could go wrong. Just do it. Just get it done. I think my content has improved because I've just been willing to put in the time, the energy, the effort, and I'm always constantly trying to evaluate myself on this because, my equipment is improving. I'm getting higher quality stuff, but at the same time, like, I always put myself in the place of, okay, if my house burned to the ground or somebody came and stole all of my nice equipment, would I still keep making content? I want to be in the place where I say yes no matter what. And always just trying to pitch to myself the worst case scenario of what could happen, just as a way to keep myself from getting too caught up in what's going on, and trying to stay humble, trying to have humility in this situation of things are getting better. I'm getting more products. I'm getting better equipment, but at the same time, like, I want to be grounded. So enough of my rambling. Plans for tonight. Getting the MSI GTX 1070 review done and edited so that can go out tomorrow morning, as well as working on today's vlog. I got a lot of the B-roll that I wanted done for the Acer Predator Z35, although I'm going to work tomorrow morning to get some shots with some good natural lights, since all of it was artificial today. It was a busy day, didn't start off the best. I'm working that out with Wootware as far as the whole Rajentech cooler situation. They're super gracious with me on all of it, and we're trying to figure out, how was I wrong here and how do I fix what my errors were? And they're being super gracious through all of it. So I'm just gonna keep the Rajentech Triton cooler video down for now, and I'll re-upload it with edited information in the future as soon as some of the background stuff is cleared up. It's 9:18 p.m. I will get to the MSI GTX 1070 review. That should probably take me 2 to 2.5 hours. And then the vlog should take me to another 2 hours. So 4.5 hours would put me at like 1:30. 1:30 sounds good for a bedtime.
So it seems like 1:30 was a little too ambitious. It is now 2:30, or just before, and I am done editing the vlog. MSI Gaming X is done, ready for tomorrow, and then the MSI notebook is also going to need to get done tomorrow, as well as the Predator review. So, good night, YouTube.